Okay, so if you watched my last video, I pretty much told you that intuitive eating is a waste of time, and you, at this point, should have downloaded a calorie tracker app. In this video, I'm going to show you how to find out what calories you need to be eating and how to work with the app. My name's Michael Rubis. I help unmotivated people change their lives, and in this video, as I said, I'm going to show you how to track your calories and for your specific goal. Okay, so the first question you need to ask yourself is, do you want to gain muscle or do you want to lose fat? So if you're looking to gain muscle like me, I'm going to take you through the app. So I'm using Chronometer. That's my calorie tracker app that I use. You can use any one that you like. If you want to follow along, I recommend that you use mine. But first, we need to find out what calories you need to be at. So I'm going to use myself as an example. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go on Google here, and I'm going to type in Calorie Calculator. I'm going to show my phone here. You should see at the top, Calorie Calculator. It's on calculator.net. So I'm going to click on it now, and it's going to ask me for all kinds of different information. If you want to follow along and then pause the video, feel perfectly fine. You're free to do that. So it's going to have you put in your age and a bunch of different details about yourself. So I'm going to fill that out, and then we're going to go from there. So it's going to have you fill out like your weight, your height, and your age. So you fill out all those details, and you're going to click calculate, and it's going to give you multiple options here. I'm going to wait for my camera to focus. So it'll show you what calories you need to eat to maintain your weight, lose half a pound a week of weight, lose a pound, or lose 2 pounds. Now, if there's a little blue text at the bottom that says show for weight gain. So if you click that, it'll show you the results for weight gain. So if you've done all the calculations, you see all the numbers. What I like to do is when I'm in a surplus, when I'm in a bulk or a muscle gain phase, I'll gain half a pound a week. So a lot of people will call that a lean bulk, because a lot of people will just gain a pound a week. I don't like doing that because you're going to gain more fat with that. And with my bulks, I like to keep it like I'm gaining weight slowly, but it's putting me in that surplus where I feel stronger in the gym. I'm gaining muscle, and it's a net positive for me. So what you're going to do is, if you're going to follow what I do, what I like to do is I like to gain weight half a pound a week for 4 months. And then once I go on a caloric deficit or like a fat loss phase, I will kind of make it more of like an aggressive fat loss phase. I'll be losing a pound a week for about 2 months. So I'm at the same weight I was before, but I've spent 4 months in a bulk being able to eat more, being less restrictive with my calories and the things that I eat. And then 2 months I'm taking out for that cut where I'm restricting myself. And by that time, where I've lost a pound a week for that 2 month duration, I'm pretty ready to go back on a bulk again. So there is such a thing as newbie gains, where no matter if you're bulking or cutting in the beginning, you will gain muscle. So if you have been watching my videos, you want to get to the gym, you're doing the right thing, and personally, I say if you're on a bulk or a cut when you're starting, you're ahead of the curve, because you're going to gain muscle no matter what you do when you start to work out and your body starts to adapt to it. But what I'm trying to do for you is I'm trying to put you in a position where you're ahead of the curve, you're managing the calories that you're eating, and you're either on a cut or a bulk going into it. So I think that's probably the best setup. If you're a beginner that's trying to lose weight, just a little side point that I want to add in there. Don't be concerned as a beginner if you're trying to lose weight and you start going to the gym that you gain weight, because some of that weight fluctuates day to day. So even if you're weighing yourself, I would recommend that you weigh yourself twice a week and take the average. And you could weigh yourself every day and take the average, but that's just, I feel like it's a lot of numbers to work with. But you're gonna gain muscle as a beginner, pretty much no matter how if you're bulking, if you're cutting. So I don't want you to be cutting and then get discouraged when you see that your weight's going up. That could be that your body is, recomposing itself, and that you're gaining muscle and then eventually as you cut, you'll see the your weight will start to go down. So bulking and cutting aside, you've decided what you want to do. You've decided if you want to cut or you want to bulk, if you want to gain muscle or you want to lose fat. So now we're going to actually go into the app that I use, and we're going to set, every app has its different, I guess, program where it asks you how often you exercise, it asks you what your goals are, and then it kind of adjusts your calories for you. I don't really trust that. I like to find out what my own calories are on my own and make my own calculations, like I had you do on the Calorie Calculator on Google. So we're gonna go into the app, get you set up on there, and we're gonna set your own custom calories. So if you go into Chronometer here, when you open up the main page, you're gonna see a big plus sign to add food. You'll see your Discover tab, your diary, your foods, and more. If you click into the foods real quick, at the top you'll see custom meals. I'm not sponsored by Chronometer, but I will tell you how awesome of an app it is. So you'll have custom meals at the top, and you can actually if you make a meal and you have it so you're using the same ingredients for that meal every time, you can actually create a custom meal where you add in literally each different measurement of each ingredient. And if you make it the same every time, you can just quickly add that meal or that portion to what you're eating for that day, and it makes it a lot easier time-wise. If you're meal prepping and if you're meal prepping or stuff like that, it just makes it a lot easier. So if you go onto the More tab, it'll be at the bottom of the screen all the way to the right. If you're using Chronometer and following along with me, you're gonna see the Targets tab. So you'll tap that, and then you're gonna go into Macro and Energy Targets. And there you're gonna see your protein, your carbs, and your fat. Now, for your fat, you want that to be about 20 to 30% of your calories. So I would say I'm gonna go through each of the macros and pretty much tell you around what percentage it should be, if not how many grams it should be. So for your protein, if you want to be safe, on the safe side, not worrying about if you have too little for the day, 1 gram of protein a day per pound of weight that you are is a safe measurement and a safe way to eat, to know that you're getting enough protein in. So now if you go down to fats, your fats should be anywhere in between 20 to 30% of your calories or what you're eating. And carbs, you can just put the rest into carbs. And then you should be pretty set based off of that. So then below those 3 macros on the app, you're gonna see a Show Advanced Settings button. You're gonna click that, and it'll take you down to a custom energy target. So what you're gonna do is that number that you have from the Calorie Calculator, you're gonna put that number into the custom energy target after you turn it on. And then if you go back to your diary after you set your macros and your custom energy target, it'll all be there for you, ready. And then each day you can just plug in whatever you eat and you can hit those goals. And it makes it So much easier. I mean, on Chronometer, they even have a barcode scanner here. If you like click into like one of your meals and you click add food, at the very top right, you'll see like a little barcode symbol. Literally, you can just scan a barcode and put in how much like of a serving of that thing that you have. It makes it infinitely easier to track your calories. So the way that I like to operate is I like to have a muscle gaining phase for about 4 months. So 4 months, I'm gaining half a pound a week, lean bulk. And then for half that time, I will be in a caloric deficit. I'll be in a fat loss phase. I will lose a pound a week. So for about 2 months. So by the time I'm done with that muscle gain phase and that fat loss phase, I'll be the same weight I was before, but I'll have less fat and more muscle. And then I just rinse and repeat that over and over and over again. Build the muscle, cut off the fat. Build the muscle, cut off the fat. So I hope these actionable steps that I gave you in whether you want to be on a muscle gain phase or a fat loss phase, getting your calories calculated and getting set up on the app help you to achieve your goal that you're looking for. I hear a lot on YouTube about like, how many calories you need to be eating and like what you need to be doing, and you need to have this percentage of fats and this percentage of carbohydrates, but they don't actually like walk you through how to calculate everything and like get set up on an app and do it all on your own. So I hope this is useful to you. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe. If you want to be trained by me personally, my website link is going to be in the description. You're better than you think. Goodbye.